All right, your girl coming back in another one. Okay, we're gonna go into roommates, and because as I said in the first video, but I'm gonna see what's going on. Let's just make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, so we in the background because I like to have my background, but I don't need them to be muting me, controlling me. That kind of triggered me. But this is my own music, so we good to go. We need them. We need them. Yeah.
Pray with me.
Pray with me. Pray with me. Pray with me. Yeah, we're gonna get into this one. The roommate. And I'm probably gonna shut the music down when it stops anyway. The roommate and this lady sent me this message, and in the message, she had a really nice place, and she was looking for roommates. She was in college or whatever, and she was just looking for roommates. Now, let me tell y'all something. This is the age, not Aquarius. This is the age of narcissists. They everywhere. So this young lady, got a good future, whatever, and she was looking for roommates or whatever. She actually was looking for a female, but she ended up finding a male roommate. I already know y'all think where it's gonna go. I got a twist. Okay, so she was already looking for a roommate, and this one guy, she did a background check, checked everything, make sure he was okay. He had a good job, and so she rented him the room. They actually lived together, no problem, 6 months. So when you get any time past 3 months with a narc, and they didn't show you they was a narc, you be thinking like, oh, okay, we here. But when she met the guy, she didn't know if he did or didn't have a girlfriend or whatever. It wasn't her business. They were just roommates. But she was single. So she rents the room out to him. Like I said, 6 months, everything was going fine. Then one day he brought his girlfriend over to meet the roommate. Small talk, nothing going wrong, whatever. She thought he was a cool guy because he actually cooked a whole romantic dinner for the girl or whatever. So she would come over from time to time and only stay on the weekends because it wasn't like she moved in, okay, or the girl didn't have somebody move in. It was just them two, her and him. So as time went on, she starts to realize that it was just some type of weird things going on, with him and the girlfriend, and she would hear loud noises or whatever. So one particular day, she decided to say, hey, I don't mind your girlfriend come over, whatever, but, last night you guys were a little bit too loud. I had to go and, school the next day. She had to go to school the next day. And she was just it just kept her woke and awake, from the loudness. And, he was like, I'm sorry. And, so a couple of days went by, nothing. The girlfriend came back, and they was a little loud, doing what they do. The first time it was just loud. And she had no problem with that. She didn't want to come off with as a hater. So she said nothing about that. Okay. All right. So she said nothing about that. And then she said it got into 9 months that they were living together. And then one day she just woke up to some horrible noises. And the girlfriend was just crying and screaming or whatever. So she said she went to knock on the door and say, is everything okay? He was like, everything's okay. So she's like, okay. So she goes back to her room. It got a little bit quiet. But she didn't see the girlfriend for a couple of weeks. Okay. Then she said one day she was there. And she was just making dinner or whatever. And he's like coming in and he's like, oh, that smells really good. She was like, oh, I made enough. Would you like some? He was like, yeah. So she said he came in and he was kind of strange or whatever. But she didn't pay no mind. She kept cooking whatever she was cooking. And she made the plates. She put them on the table or whatever. Then she went back to go get some drinks. And she said that he came, in the kitchen when she was making the drink, some, I don't know, not like drinks, but something to drink with dinner. And he came up behind her and he was a little too close. And she was like, what you doing? He was like, oh, I'm sorry. You just smell good or whatever. And she was like, okay, but you're in my space. Because they never had that connection like that. He had his girlfriend. She was just doing her thing. But he was just getting a little bit too close. But she was like, you're crossing my boundaries. Can you respect that? He was like, okay. So they ate the dinner or whatever. And then, a couple of days later, the girlfriend came back. So when the girlfriend came back, now she's hearing noises that's extremely loud. And the girl is crying and you can hear like violence going on. So she knocks on the door like, is everything okay? And no one says anything, but she can hear the girl screaming. So she decided to, go next door to her neighbor and they called 911 and, they came and they took him away because he was beating the girl in that other room. So she came back in after the police took him away and she was talking to the girl. And she's like, what happened? What's going on? And she was like, telling her what was going on. And she was like, I know that you guys are like just really roommates, but I can't, do this with him. He's very abusive. So she just said she just, sat with the girl, talked to her a little bit, let her calm down. But he had already went off to jail. And she's like, well, maybe you just need to leave him. And she's like, yeah, but it's so hard because he always talk her into coming back or whatever. Long story short, he gets out of jail. She lets him come back and he comes back to, the place that they live at. And the same thing happened. So now the roommate's banging on the door like, you need to stop. I'm going to call the police. So he comes out and try to manhandle and abuse her to prevent her from calling the police. But she gets away. She runs out and she goes back over to the neighbors. And then they call the police, but he's in there continuing to beat the girlfriend. So the police come. They take him away. Now the girlfriend is like fed up. And now she's pressing charges. So because she just don't want to deal with it anymore. And her and the girlfriend began to get close because he moved this girl, because the whole entire time he had her staying at a hotel. But he would bring her over from time to time. But, he was future faking her that, the roommate was going to move out and they were going to take over. And, just narcissistic ass lies, okay? And so while he was in jail, she came over and they started talking and putting two and two together. And when they put two and two together, they decided that, okay, nobody wanted him back. The roommate didn't want him back because he tried to hit on her and she already saw how he was abusing the girlfriend. And she was just like, she don't want to have nothing to do with that, nor do she want him in her house. So after the charges got pressed and he was in jail, they two made a friendship. And the roommate actually had a side business while she was going to college that the girlfriend had some experience in. They end up actually becoming friends. The girlfriend actually kept pressing the charges or whatever. And they actually established where them two moved together, and the girlfriend and the roommate moved together and established a company together that was very, very successful. But eventually he got out. Okay? Then he gets out and he has vengeance on both of them. On both of them. So he breaks up into the crib. I'm just saying. He breaks up into the crib. They both had to defend each other and get him out. And long story short, he actually hurt one of them really, really bad. It was actually the girlfriend. He hurt her really, really bad, where he actually had to do some time. But they decided that they were gonna, stay in this business partnership. But they left the city that they were in. They didn't go too far, but they left the city that they were in so that he could not come back. That's what narcissists do. Sometimes the new supply could be your enemy. Even if it's not a new supply, because this wasn't a new supply thing. It wasn't a new supply thing at all. But I'm sorry, let me take that back. The person that's abused and another person that the narc wants to abuse, fire, damn it, end up connecting and surviving together. Because just think about it. If the girlfriend wasn't there, what do you think he would have did with the roommate? Of course, he would have tried to push up on it, and tried to make them a thing. But he already had this girl. And even though she did not have a relationship or a partner or whatever, she was just doing her own thing. But at the end of the day, it worked out for the best, because it could have went to the left. And they just end up taking care of each other. Sometimes it's just so bad where you feel like you want to be protected, and the only person that can protect you is another woman or a stranger or a neighbor or a friend. When you figure out that you are in a narcissistic ass relationship, you have to know when it's over before it becomes too late. Because they're not in they don't even have a sane mind. Their mind is insane. It's never a sane mind. So you never know what's going on in their mind, because they're delusional. They're very delusional, and I'm proof of that. Just talking about the damn old ass, crank ass, 50 Shades of old ass narc. Okay? Just from saying hello. Let me not say that because I don't want to freak you guys out. But I will say this. Get it right. Get with God. Because all of these things that, we're talking about, especially what I'm talking about on my channel, God is coming back. God is coming back. And everything that's in the Bible that gave us instructions about being here on this earth is in the Bible. And all the things that's in the Bible that's telling us that when he's near or when he's coming back, or those trumpets will sound, don't wait to that. Excuse me. Don't wait to that, because once you hear the trumpets, it's too late. Excuse me. Narcs are never going to ask for forgiveness. They're never going to go to God. They're going to continue the path of destruction. They're going to continue to pass on a legacy to anybody in their vicinity, especially their kids and family members. And we're going to talk about that. Me and my girl is collaborating on that, because that one is so triggering. So triggering that we're going to do it on her show, but I'm going to do the recap. It is so triggering. I'm just going to give y'all a little piece about what it's about. When a narc pass on, whether they, apologize to you or not, their evil, demonic abuse continues. And we're going to talk about that on my girl show. I know y'all thinking like, if they over there, if they gone, how is they're still abusing you? Woo. We're going to talk about that on my girl show, because I was like, damn. Damn. But that show actually ties more into the narc sexuality and how if you are with a narc and you already know they got side supplies or they're cheating or whatever, it does not even matter if they're wearing a Jimmy. It does not even matter if they're wearing a coat. These sexual, evil, all these narcs, because they all got these sexual demons, are more dangerous than you think, even when you think that they are wearing protection. Okay? Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. So I'm gonna post that up and I'm gonna let you guys know when to watch us and where to go. With that being said,
So he can't take, pray with me.
good night. Pray with me. Pray with me. Pray with me. Be blessed. Good night.